We're gonna have someone adoption of the agenda. Councilor Riley,
I'll make a motion that
Before we, the agenda for today or the one for the 19th?
I think it's today's, right?
Well, yeah, yeah.
make down that motion that the town council adopt the agenda as presented.
All in favor? Opposed? Unanimous?
Sorry. Now that it's accepted and I probably can back it up, but I have a question. Why are we go ahead. Why are we discussing in closed session 10.1.2? Why are we discussing that in closed session and not in open session? Is there that a legality issue?
Yeah. Yes,
We can why?
because it has to do with personnel.
It does have to do with personal, but it doesn't have to do with a specific personal. It's a very general thing. It's not, we're not talking about one person in specific. There is no privacy issues. There is nothing like that. We're just talking about a role. I mean, this is pure curiosity. This is not, I'm not saying one way or the other, but I don't understand why we cannot do that discussion.
That is the information that was given to me by municipal affairs, that if we talk about personnel, that we have to put it in closed.
Right.
You good with that?
Yeah.
Any more words of these agenda minutes?
So we need to adopt each set of minutes, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, so
I mentioned that we accept the November 19th, 2025 regular council meetings as presented.
all in favor? Carried, unanimous. November 20th, somebody? Arlene, Councilor Arlene?
I'll make a motion that
November.
make a motion that town council approve the November 20th, 2025 special meeting minutes.
All in favor? Any questions on it? Carried, unanimous. December 6th, budget meeting minutes. Councilor Louise,
Motion that we adopt the December 6th, 2025 budget meeting minutes as presented.
all in favor? Unanimous. We have 3.21.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, through the council, just upon review of the December 6th budget meeting, it was noticed that a formal motion to accept the administration operations data as information was inadvertently overlooked before moving on. So just to ensure the official minutes accurately reflect the proceedings of the December 6th budget meeting, a motion is required. This motion confirms that the presented data has been acknowledged and reviewed by council. So council options that administration and operations data report presented at the December 6th budget meeting be formally received as information. So I just need a motion.
A motion that the admin and operations data report presented at the December 6th, 2025 budget meeting be formally received as information.
Any discussion? All in favor? Unanimous. For Dennis?
So for yeah, so this will be our delegation. This is Rhonda Clerhout from the hemp facility, and she was planning on being here in person. Unfortunately, the weather didn't cooperate, so she would like to speak via Zoom, and I believe she will be coming on.
Can you hear us, Rhonda?
I can hear you. Can everybody hear me?
Yes, we can.
First of all,
Sorry, just we're hoping timing 15-20 minutes tops.
I'm going to take way less than that. It's just your questions that might take longer.
We probably won't be making any decisions today, so it's just if there are questions, we'll address them.
Okay, great. So first I'd like to say congratulations to everybody. I know I haven't met all of you in person yet, and I'm grateful you've allowed me to join via Zoom because the roads were horrible. And I do live in Red Deer, so it would have been a stressful day for me to drive up there. I understand that you all would like to know what's happening with the hemp facility. And we have been operating on a temporary development permit. We would like a permanent development permit, and we have been taking the steps to get to that point. We've had the property surveyed and engineering drawings have been submitted and are under review by administration of Bruderheim. We have obtained our Alberta transportation permit. We are awaiting an Alberta environment report. The holdup on that is they need to transfer the ownership of the storm retention and fire suppression ponds to our name. In order to do that, they need the signature of the previous owner from Canadian Rockies Hemp. Documents have been sent to Mr. Aaron Mr. Aaron Barr for signature. That was about 2 weeks ago. I have not received the signed copies yet, and I am awaiting. I did follow up with an email to Mr. Barr, and I haven't heard anything. I intend to reach out to my contact with Alberta Environment and see what happens if he doesn't sign, because I'm unclear on what happens then. From our point of view, we purchased the property from the Court of King's Bench. So this is kind of according to Alberta Environment, though, it has to be CRHC that signs it. I will pursue that further if I don't hear back. I mean, with Christmas being next week, I probably won't receive them until after the new year, but we're working hard to get everything done that needs to be done. We have sent the engineered drawings to a couple of local contractors for quoting the work that needs to be done, so we can be prepared for that. And we would, at this point in time, we would ask for a permanent develop permit conditional to certain things getting completed. We do have to get some financing in place to get the work done in the spring, and we are unable to obtain that financing without the permanent development permit being in place. So I'm hoping I've cleared some things up. Probably not, though, because they're still really gray for me too. But if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer them. And I'm also happy to keep you guys informed of every step that we're taking to clean that mess up. We have been working through the bales and processing them. The timeline we have on to get rid of all those bales that are sitting there is 12 to 18 months. And of course, we need a permit to continue to do that in January and kind of get that cleaned up.
So at this point, Rhonda, you're asking us for a permanent license, permit,
Yes, sir.
without any of the corrections being made to anything. You're asking for a permanent permit. Because all you've done, in my eyes, is process some bales.
Yes, because we need to know exactly what needs to be done, and without that Alberta Environment Report, we cannot confirm what exactly needs to be done. Unfortunately, I can't get the Alberta government to work any faster.
Councillor Dana.
I don't know if you're allowed to answer this or what. What's your plan? Because right now the temporary permit, like it states online, is just to run and operate, process the hemp bales, the plant there. So what's your game plan? If a permanent,
Well, we are working with a company called Change Agronomy Canada to process the bales. They are based out of Montana. They've been in, or Winnipeg, Manitoba. They've been in the hemp business for quite a while, and they actually own all of those bales. We don't own those bales. They own the bales. So we've been working with them to process them, and get it cleaned up. Our plan is to continue to have them process the bales. And in the spring, once the thaw has been done, is to get the entire property brought up to the standards according to our engineering drawings, of course, approved by the town of Bruderheim's engineers and Alberta Environment Standards. We have received temporary guidelines from the engineers in order to mitigate a quick spring thaw that we're going to implement. Part of it is moving the snow to different areas. I have submitted that to the development officer for his review. I imagine he'll send that to the engineers or to Bruderheim's engineer as well. And we'll get that taken care of. So, I mean, hopefully to mitigate a large flow of water into the north properties.
Yeah.
Councillor Arden?
How many bales have you processed so far since you've taken ownership? Just a rough.
I think it's around 300. It's a
And what is
slow.
the Sorry, Rhonda, what is the number that you have on hand there? How many are on site?
I've been told there's about 28,000.
I've done a calculation myself in the past, and I think it's almost double that, but you say that the guys have the guys from Winnipeg, that other company owns the bales? Is that the rotten ones too?
They own them all. They bought ATB. So ATB had a lien on those bales when CRHC closed its doors. So that was a sale through ATB, and we did not purchase those. In order to increase productivity and processing speed, we need to do some equipment improvements and a few other things as well. Again, the powers with the money don't want to do anything without a permit.
I understand that, Rhonda, when I talked to Jackson last time, he said that, you know, they gotta do a whole bunch of investigating with their engineers and the Alberta government and all that, and he told me that they weren't gonna spend any money if they didn't know which direction they're going. Well, then you're asking for us to give you a permit to what, to hope to get this done?
No, we're going to proceed as soon as we get the permit. It's for us, it's not, our hope is that the town will grant us the operating permit. So we can continue to go operate. We will be.
We get what we need out of you. That you're hoping we give you a permit and we're hoping you'll do something.
Well, the permit gives us a specified period of time to complete, from what I understand, based on what I saw from the permit that was issued to CRHC in 2019. The permit gave them a specified period of time to do certain things, such as obtain the Alberta Environment Report, obtain the Alberta Transport Permit, and get the property to the standards set by Alberta Environment and the engineers, and those items. For whatever reason, those items never got completed, and that's in the past, so it doesn't matter. What matters is that we need to know specifically what those items are and be given a time frame to have them completed in.
Counselor Dana.
So I forget the name that you said, the people that own, the company that owns all those hemp bales. And then you guys are the ones that are updating your equipment to process those hemp bales that you guys don't even own. Was that just a deal? Like, it just seems, and now that it's up to us, like do a permanent, permit for them, for you guys to continue processing. But these bales are just sitting there and no one even around here owns those bales. Like, I don't see how. Do you get what I mean? Does that make sense? I don't know if anyone wants to understands what I tried just to explain, but.
So basically, when
It just seems weird because you don't own the bales, but you're going through all this to get everything to process it. And you don't even own these bales.
we want the bales gone just as badly as the town does.
Yeah, but they own them, so, right? Shouldn't that be up to them to figure out a way to, should they not be putting money in your pocket too to process those bales out of that plant?
There is a business agreement that's in the works. We're not allowing them to use the facility for free. It works out at the end of the day that it's cheaper for them to work with us and compensate us for the use of the building and the equipment than it is to truck all those bales to Manitoba. The trucking bill.
They're in a way like subcontracting, they're subcontracting from you, or they're doing
It's a-
their.
It's a joint venture agreement, a partnership agreement.
What
Um,
kind of time frame would these permits be giving you? What kind of time frame are you looking for? Would be specified in the permit?
That's what I was gonna ask, so it's a permanent permit, but you have certain things that need to be done in certain time frame, or you forfeit that permit and it can be revoked, is that correct?
That's my understanding, yes. I'm not an expert on that. My understanding was we'd be given, I mean, our plan is to get after it in the spring, but we'd be given a
Paul's
year,
in the gallery, Rhonda, he could probably help you out with that one.
and he's gonna be the expert on that one.
Yeah,
So Paul, what kind of time frame would they need? What would happen?
Mr. Mayor, through you to all of council. Typically a municipality, and Bruderheim would be included in this, it gives a 1-year period. And that's essentially it's conditional. You have conditions to met as have been referenced by Rhonda. And then you have 1 year in which to complete those. If you fail to complete those, the permit's rendered null and void. It's you then are in a monitoring and enforcement standpoint where you would issue a stop order and activities would cease. I will add that there can be additional performance dates for less than a year. So benchmarks where the town could request that certain benchmarks be met prior to that 12-month period of time. The 12-month period of time is from what's called the effective date of the permit. So at this point, we have an early November development permit application for the property, and that's it. It's not complete yet, and there isn't a decision or effective date yet. And as with any other discretionary development permit application, it would be posted, and there is a 21-day appeal period.
Does the clock start, the time period start when the permit's issued or when they start to work on what they're supposed to?
Mr. Mayor, through you to all of council, it's from the effective date, so you get a decision date plus the appeal period, and then that's the effective date is technically 28 days after the decision date.
That's what I wanted to know, so you get the permit and it's permanent, but it's not open time frame, and whenever you get it done, you get it done. There is things that are gonna be benchmarked and, okay, no, that's good.
More questions? Paul? Where do we go from here? What's our, we need to discuss this as a council. And the CAO and yourself probably, and, discuss the request.
Sir, through you to council, so the development authority will render a decision once a complete application has been received. Under the act, there's a 40-day period to render that decision. As I said, we don't have a complete application yet. We're getting closer, but we don't have a complete application yet. And so at this point, we do have Alberta Transportation approval already. We are looking for a little more direction from Alberta Environment regarding the ponds, the stormwater ponds. We do have preliminary engineering assessment that confirms what the design elevations of so much of the storm infrastructure was intended to be and what's actually been constructed. And what I mean by that is it indicates where some cuts and fill activity need to occur to make sure everything's grading and draining correctly. There is necessary improvements to infrastructure that were never installed. So in the storm ponds, you have issues for release structures, and I'm not sure exactly the status of all that, but release structures may or may not have to be completed or added or placed. That's all to be confirmed by our engineers, and there's pumps that need to be installed. So there's ongoing work that needs to be done. Initially, at this point, we need to complete an engineering assessment of the submitted engineering drawings, and that would get us closer to a decision on whether or not we have a complete application to consider.
Questions? I know, Paul, that with the history of me being here 30 years and living right next to that property, with this amount of snowfall and any more, they're gonna have issues in the spring.
Sir, sorry, excuse me. Sir, through you, the second temporary development permit had in its conditions of approval the need for a submission of an interim stormwater management plan. We knew that into the spring of 2026, the necessary repairs and completion of the permanent stormwater infrastructure would not be completed this winter. And so we just received today this interim plan, and I would want to send that off to have our engineers take a look and say, is this satisfactory? Will this work come the spring? There's some snow management on site which can be done, and then there's some snow piles that they want to create where they want to try and take and place in some of the lower points on the land and utilize those as essentially as snow dumps. But I'm not an engineer, I'm a planner. And so I would want that sent and reviewed by the town of Bruderheim's engineering.
Rhonda, you have any more questions?
No, I am just want you guys to know that we are doing our best to get after this and get it done. And it's been a frustrating process working with Alberta Environment to get responses and get answers. And I'm in constant contact weekly trying to get this moving forward as fast as I can. I want these issues resolved We want to work together with the town and yourselves and move this project forward, get that, sorry, but mess cleaned up.
Hey, Rhonda, with that being said, when you bought the property, Jackson told me tire recycling, hemp bales, and if that didn't work out, you're selling. Did you knowingly buy this thing, knowing the mess it's in, as you call it?
No, I had not seen the property personally before we bought it. And no idea that it was the way it was.
So you know it could be a bit of a problem for you.
I didn't know it was, I mean, we obviously knew there was going to be some issues when it was a court sale. Did I expect it to be this bad on a property that's been sitting there since was constructed in 2019? Absolutely not. That was 6 years ago, and I didn't expect it to be this way. The pictures that we were showing did not show the bales. Period.
Any more questions? Thank you, Rhonda, for your time.
Thank
And
you.
we will,
Merry Christmas.
Christmas to you.
Christmas. Take care.
Okay.
Thank you.
Where we at there, Mr. CAO?
Oh,
Sorry,
Would you need a motion to accept?
okay,
I motion that we accept Rhonda C's hemp facility update is information.
all in favor? Unanimous, carried, thank you.
Okay, so we'll move on, Mr. Mayor, to council priorities and information requests, 5.1. Councilor Lester, business licenses.
Oh, yeah, sorry. I was mesmerized, but now he's doing that movie, and I was just focused on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. So yeah, no, I wanted to bring up the business licenses. So it have been brought up to me by a couple of business owners and residents in town that we have a few businesses in town that are no licensed and are running. So I wonder what are we gonna do about that? What's the town strategy about that? I know last year a few letters were sent out and people actually came and paid for that, but that was a very small amount of them. Having no licensed businesses in town is affecting the actual businesses that are licensed. Because an unlicensed business is not subject to inspections, it's not subject to all the standards that a licensed business needs to be subject. So I don't think it's fair for the actual business owners in town that are registered, licensed, and doing everything by the book being affected by that. And also the town council and town office loses credibility with these business owners because we're not doing anything to help them in that sense. So what are we gonna do about that?
Mr. Mayor, through to Councilor Krista, Town Council. I think in the past administration, when we start finding, and actually it's finding businesses that we hear of or know of, we do go out and we actively pursue them trying to pull or get a business permit, a business license. We rely on the public. If there's somebody out there, it's kind of hard to knock on every door.
So that's what I want, that's what I'm coming from. If people bring it up to us, we have to act with it. So
Now,
in the past, previous administration, previous government, whatever, it had been brought up, nothing's been done.
Oh, we've had emails of certain businesses that weren't from previous council that it was questioned about business licenses and they got approached. So we have in
You
the
did?
past, yes.
Okay, well, there is still a few there that need that.
Were there consequences or were there just like?
And that's the thing, if there is no consequences, that's more of what we need to go after. What happened if you don't register your business? If you have somebody bringing your car to a garage and charging $40 an hour, how is our garage here gonna make any money? Right? How, when this guy comes and try to sue that guy because that guy did something wrong to him and the guy said, who are you gonna sue? how is the town gonna respond to that? So that's what I'm going after here. It's not just sending them a letter. It is sending them a letter and then what?
And it's not, I don't think it's just about tax revenue or anything like that, but it's also about protecting residents as consumers, right? There's no recourse if they take it to a backyard garage, they take a vehicle to backyard garage and they get written off or something, right? So.
Do we have something in our bylaws
There-
stating what it, I
I-
had,
Mr. Mayor, through Deputy Mayor Jacobs, there is something, I wasn't aware what exactly Councillor Kusto was bringing forth, and so I wasn't prepared to bring that bylaw. But we can certainly bring it back, review it, bring back what we find,
Right.
and give you a more informed answer, if that would be okay with you.
It's good.
This issue.
No, this.
Okay, any more concerns or questions on this?
No, not on this, no.
Do we need a motion on this at all?
Just to accept it as information.
I have a priority, or we move on to the
do
next.
we accept Lester's, or do we accept all council priorities information requests as one?
We can do it all as one. I
Okay.
didn't know there was another one, but
Yeah.
apparently.
So. There was two events in town recently that was done by the residents and the local businesses. And they were so successful. They knocked the ball out of the park with these two events, the show and shine and the glass shoe market. So. They showed that they don't need, the town wasn't involved in it. They don't need the town, we need them, right? To kind of get back into working with the businesses one-on-one. But what I am going to propose is maybe have a committee that we can meet up every 3 months with all the business owners. Every business owner in this town gets invited and throw out their ideas. I spoke with 10 business owners yesterday alone, and they love the idea. We don't have to set it for 3, all council can be there, or just 3 of us, or whatever. But they had 2 awesome events that were quick, incredible. And we'll have the AGs as well come in and try to everybody work together, right? So that's what I'll bring it up for the next meeting, for the next in January. Maybe we'll make a little committee with that, and then a couple months later, we'll do it at the fire hall here and see how big it gets, right? We'll try it. We gotta try it, right? Like they got the mindset with the business owners is it's a different council and different administration, and they want to work together, right? And they never did that. They haven't done that in a while, right? So let's try to make it happen and listen to what they have to say. We'll either help them with advertising or funding or figure something out, right? But they got great ideas. They just had 2 fantastic ideas. And
Be like a direct line of communication with the council.
yeah, it won't be attack a council, it'll be, we'll have like a committee, and here, we can have it here, and they can give us their ideas. And try to work with what we can do, right, to help them out, or vice versa.
Yeah, the glass house probably gonna become every year.
Yes.
We have 2
can be
more,
involved,
we
right?
have 2 more that we could get more involved, which is the toy run and the poker run that we
Yeah.
do, which is thousands of dollars and a lot of food and toys for the football.
100%.
So yeah, that's a great idea.
Yeah.
I like it.
Before you move on, do you want to give an update about minor sports, like what's going on with minor sports?
So minor sport, the president
Yeah.
is stepping down. So
No, just like, they're in dire need of volunteers for minor sports. I was talking to Arlie, they've been trying to get, assistant soccer directors, because soccer is very successful in Bruderheim here, but it is a lot for one person to run. We have T-ball, soccer, taekwondo, but there are people stepping down. There's people getting tired, getting burnt out, they got their hands full, so we really need more volunteers to step up to help, because if we don't, there won't be soccer in Bruderheim, and that's like hundreds of kids from all over, like soccer is super successful, so I don't know, people who are listening or people in the gallery, spread the word, we're looking for volunteers, if you know anyone that is willing to step up and help out. We need minor sports in town, so we got a lot of kids here.
Also, just to add to that is that if you don't support it, it's gonna disappear, and that goes everything from your soccer fields to your arenas. And
everything, right?
you know,
I get it.
you gotta support it.
I just found out last week, they did a little bit of advertising, but like Deputy Mayor Dana said, advertised.
Can we put it in the water bill or anything like that?
There's, yeah,
getting
like the
better.
water bill, Voyant, reach out to the schools, send it through the schools, like, once. once there's a meeting called and people get voted in, because I know there's a few people that will fill in some positions to keep the board going. So, but once that happens, I know we talked about getting the posters made, spreading them around town, sharing like everywhere. Like there's ways of getting to reaching out to people, so it's gonna be done. And yeah,
Mr. Mayor, to Deputy Mayor, Town Council. I know in the last 2 weeks, I think a lot of council and town residents have seen a lot of voyant alerts go out. We have put those town events on our last utility bill. We are advertising lots for community events, and we can, obviously we'll continue more. I think it's very important for the community. If there's more, I would welcome anybody's thoughts, the public. Tell us what you want, because it is the community that we're dealing with here. And just to go back to Councillor Young's request, I'll bring back on the January 7th meeting, sorry. You can decide who you want to be as a committee. We'll do a little briefing. You guys decide who wants to be a committee, and then we'll look at some dates.
Any more discussion on this?
Not on this, but I have another priority, really quick.
This is the time.
Sorry. So, because of everything that happened, I will be busy and whatnot. In the meeting of November 19th, we discussed about the coffee with the councilor. The next meeting is January 7th, and I would like to have the first coffee with the councilor either in January 13 or 13 or 16, which is a Tuesday or a Friday. When we come back in January 7th, can we have a little bit of a plan of what we're gonna do it, who we're gonna get involved?
Mr. Mayor, to the council, at least I actually saw that in the minutes that it was supposed to start in the new year. So I think that's something that we have discussed a little bit, like when are we going to start this? So great that we have some dates, providing council is all good at those dates. We can bring something to the 7th and just do a quick little briefing on what that's going to entail. And we'll go from there.
Just a matter of the logistics. Where are we gonna do it and what are we gonna have there? It's not a lot.
In my opinion, if you're going to do coffee with the councilors, my recommendation would be right where we're sitting.
Yeah, that works.
So we have the facilities and might as well use them. Great.
See the response we get when I was talking to the people from what you said. When we were talking to the people at the Lamont that they're doing this, it said that the first day they did it, 3 people show up, and the second day they did it, 89 people show up. So let's see what kind of response we get, and if it gets really hardcore and heavy, we can move to the hall for the other one. Right?
don't do it on Tuesday.
Tuesday
Don't do it Tuesday 3 to 5, please.
after 5.
Yeah, after 5.
No, it will be after 5. Yeah.
people to people.
Any more discussion on this council priorities and information requests? You got a motion to take it as information? Councilor Dana,
I motion that we accept council priorities and information requests as information.
all in favor? Unanimous, carried. Sir Dennis, CAO, bylaws.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, Town Council. So this is our fees and charges that we approve once a year. We do amendments periodically, but this one here is something that happens every year. So basically changes that have been done are just fees aligning to increases in just increases, small increases. I'm just trying to find what highlights those increases. Sorry, my apologies. So this one here, right? This one. I got a lot of paper here, sorry. So basically, I'm not sure if council's had an opportunity to review this bylaw request, but under corporate services, it's just a credit card fee of 2.5%, or is brought in to recover costs of the town. Under the infrastructure services, remove the word school to clarify changes for all mowing and weed whipping. For those council members that are new, I'm not sure if they're aware that we have an MOU in place with Elk Island School Division, that the town is responsible for taking care of all their grass, weed cutting, weeding, and weed whipping. We removed the block party permit. The Plaintiff Block wishes to have something, the town will review the request, issue a permit, and not charge for the permitting of such an event. And a fire permit. The rate was changed to align with Lamont County as the fire chief issues permits. Utility fees, they're fixed rates, all were increased by $1 per month to assist with the cost increase. Consumption costs increased from $3.14 to $3.44 to accommodate the rate increase from the commission. Equipment rentals, we removed the hall equipment rental section because it was never used for many years. So that's a GL item that we're just removing. So the council doesn't see that number, it never changes. Damage part deposit was changed from 500 to equal to a rental fee of 500, whichever is less. We were under the Karamushmut Arena, we removed Bruderheim School, covered under user agreement with Elk Island Public Schools, and removed concession, will be discussed during agreement negotiations. We used to have a concession fee, which every year now we issue out to the Lions that have the last 7 years. Ring board advertising, we just added signage just to be supplied by the renter. Zamboni advertising, unit of measure added, so how much on the Zamboni they want to advertise. Bruderheim Community Hall, we put the community hall as kitchen only and removed so the kitchen cannot be booked if the hall is booked and vice versa. We did have some over conflicting bookings this year, so we remedied it, but we want to make sure that's in there. Planning and development, residential fees increased to offset the increase in costs, increases cost. Commercial and industrial fees were increased to offset the increase in costs. Other planning and development fees are encroachment agreement, remove size and cost. Every agreement requires the same amount of work. File search, increased fees to offset increases in costs. Notification advertising is included in third-party costs, so it provides clarification if advertising costs increase. Lot consolidation, cost change to third-party costs, plus 15% administration costs. A legal sign impounded, we removed that section as it's not been used in 10 years. Administration feels the only change that would be done to the fees and charges for 2026 would be an increase to water and refuse rates once we get the new rates from the commission and the contract renewal for waste services that end February 2026 of 26, February 26, 2026. At which time administration will bring back to council to amend the fees charge schedule. And to back that up, just so that all of council knows, our waste management contract expires February 26. We've already gone out and tendered. We have a recommendation for council on January 7th for the required vendor to do waste removal. So we will be bringing that to you January 7th. Just so if you're wondering what that was all about. Administration also updated the wording under goods and services from Freedom of Information Protection, which is FOIP, to Protection of Privacy Act, which is POPA, and Access to Information Act, which is ATIA. Council options, the council amend bylaw with following changes. If any, but that's what you're good with. That town council provides first reading of the bylaw. The town council provides second reading of this bylaw, and that town council passes third and final reading of this bylaw, or the will of council.
Dennis, if we are doing a third reading to it, we have to do a vote to go on to the third reading. It has to be all of us.
No, you
right?
vote to go on to a third and final reading, and if all of you agree, then you do a third reading.
Discussion on this. You want to go to a third reading?
I don't know that we feel comfortable with what's in there. Or do you want to review it a little? Yeah,
Oh, we can,
I think
we can do a first one.
we could do first and the second.
That's the third one.
Yeah, we do that?
Well, okay, so Mr. Mayor, through the Deputy Jacobs. This is for 2026, so if we don't pass it now, we have to operate off 2025 fees. So we need to, in order to make this effective January 1st, this is our last meeting, we would have to pass this. These are very, I guess just to give council a little more sense of comfort, these are very minor changes. So
That's what they all say.
if they were, I guess if there was a substantial dollar value increase, I would say we
And
need
we
to
can always
review this.
come back, right? And we
We can amend
amend.
this,
Yeah.
and fees and charges can be amended.
Yeah, We could probably do, yeah, cause if it's just the increases, the yearly increases and stuff like that, but if we happen to miss something, cause we're only human, we can bring it back and we can
100%.
amend.
We absolutely can.
It only makes sense to do it, you know.
Well, we have
Yeah,
to go in
for
there.
amendments.
Yeah.
We'll need a motion to make this.
So we need a motion first.
Yeah, I'm pulling it
Working
up.
on it.
Sorry,
So I motion that town council pass the first reading of fees and charges bylaw. Is it still 11-2025
that's correct.
as presented?
All in favor? Unanimous carried.
I motion that town council pass the second reading of fees and charges bylaw 11-2025.
All in favor? Unanimous?
Now, this is where I make a motion that, so I make a motion that town council approve that we do a third and final reading for the fees and charges bylaw 11-2025.
All in favor?
We all have to be in favor of this.
Unanimous carried.
I motion that town council pass the third and final reading of fees and charges bylaw 11-2025. And if there's any amendments, we can make amendments.
All in favor? Carried. Ew, that was where we at?
Mr. Mayor, through the council, we'll move on to procedures bylaw. This is something that was on the last few council meetings, so. Background was the procedure bylaw governs the proceedings of council for operational efficiency, clarity, and legislative compliance. Amendments made to this bylaw, I apologize for the long day. Amendments made to this bylaw are as follows. Meeting time, change the commencement time to 7:30. It used to be 7. Land acknowledgement, removal of the formal land acknowledgement statement from the standard meeting agenda. Public hearings, correction to the section of the act in its accordance with, along with advertisement requirements updated. Electronic meetings, modification of the section regarding removing a specific platform, Zoom, and allowing council to select or change the meeting platform as operational needs dictate. And the last one was a conflict of interest and pecuniary interest updated to the sections of the act in its accordance with. And these amendments outlined in the procedures bylaw 1025 will enhance the efficiency, transparency, and compliance of town council operations. I would hope that council's had an opportunity to.
Were these the amendments that were brought to that on that previous meeting?
Yes.
I feel like something's missing. But this could also be amended.
Yes.
You can amend everything.
Thank you for forgiveness. Should we pass 3 motions or just one?
No, this is just, well, procedures bylaw, so just want to see what we have.
It's saying first reading, second reading. It's giving us the options for that again. And then the third and final reading of the procedural bylaw of 20.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm just going through something else here. Yes, 3 readings. Thank you.
Does anyone want to do this one?
So. First reading.
Yeah. Well, we have to accept you added the amendments in already, so we're just accepting it how it is right now.
Yes.
The town council pass first reading.
I motion the town council pass first reading of bylaw 10-2025.
All in favor?
Yep.
Unanimous?
Okay, I motion the town council pass second reading of bylaw 1025. 1025.
All in favor? Carried.
I motion,
No, you have to make a motion to do a motion, a third. That we can do a third reading. I motion that we do a third reading.
I'll make a motion that we conduct the third reading of bylaw 10-2025.
All in favor? Carried, unanimous.
I motion that we make a third and final reading of bylaw 10-2025.
All in favor? Unanimous.
We are gonna ask, there's gonna be some amendments with like hiring processes and stuff. I think that's under, is that under the procedural bylaw and stuff like that? Like, where's that?
That's
Okay,
in the old, yeah.
CAO bylaw?
Yeah. Okay, thank you. Council, go ahead, Mr. Mayor.
We're at 7.0, I guess, request for decision.
Mr. Mayor, through the town council, with the resignation of our prior CEO, there is a requirement to ensure the town of Burnham has a director of emergency management and a deputy director of emergency management appointed. Alberta Emergency Management Agency ensures that communities adhere to the requirements set out by the government of Alberta, and were notified that our previous CEO had resigned from her position with the town of Burnham and that they would be updated as soon as council made new appointments. Administration is recommending that Dennis Domschat, interim chief administrator officer, be appointed as director of emergency management, and that Sherry Cote be appointed as DDEM, which is deputy director. In a nutshell, there's only two of us that have ICS higher than 200, so we have to have at least ICS 300. And we'll be looking for a motion that the town council appoint the CAO as director of emergency management, and Sherry Cote as deputy director of emergency management. Thank you.
Any discussion on this? Councilor Arley.
You can have.
You good? I'll make a motion that town council appoint interim chief administration officer Dennis Tomchat and director of emergency management, and Sherry Cote as deputy director of emergency management.
All in favor? Unanimous, carried. Good luck. Seven point two, CAO.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, Town Council. This is a request for decision. This is Bruderheim Ag Society requesting a waiver of fees. The Bruderheim Ag Society is requesting that the Town Council waive the rental fees for the Bruderheim Memorial Community Hall for 3 separate community events held in support of local nonprofits and residents. On November 22nd, 2025, they held a Christmas market and prepared for the Golden Soup Ladle event in support of the Lamont Food Bank. All proceeds went directly to the Lamont Food Bank. Ticket sales were approximately $1,400, and the raffle brought in $260, and the final payout from the front door sales are still being tallied. On November 29th, 2025, they held a Christmas market, and the Ag Society volunteers cooked a Christmas dinner to raise money for the Bruderheim Seniors Center. Bruderheim Agricultural Society approached community partners for donations of turkeys, hams, potatoes, and carrots for the meal to ensure the costs were at a minimum. The Bruderheim seniors received approximately $1,400 from this event, which will be used for operational costs. On December 6th, the last Christmas market was held, ending with the Lamont County Emergency Services Bruderheim team gathering for Christmas family supper. These markets were established to promote and showcase residential small businesses, and the Ag Society has seen growth over the past 3 years, offering these markets to local residents. The rental cost for nonprofit organizations is $175 a day. The total cost for the 3-day event would be $525. Council options is that town council waive the fees for the 3 days of events hosted by the Bruderheim Ag Society in support of the Lamont Food Bank, Bruderheim seniors, and local residents. Option 2 is the will of council. Thank you.
Any discussion on this? What is any issue with it?
No, I think they're all good causes, right? That hall is the town's, right? Like the residents, right?
Yeah.
Like you gotta, anyway, they're all good causes, and I think that they should be waived.
I do.
I'll make a motion that town council waive the fees for the 3 days of events hosted by the Bruderheim AG Society in support of the Lamont Food Bank, Bruderheim seniors, and local residents.
All in favor? Unanimous, carried. We want to thank the Ag Society for the continued work that they do in town. It's acknowledged, and we want to work together with you in the future to keep this town rolling. We're on a bit of a roll right now, and let's keep it going. Where are we at there, Councilor CEO Dennis?
7.3, Mr. Mayor, Town Council. This has to do with the property that the town is currently in possession, which is 5505 48th Avenue. I'm not going to read through this verbatim. We all know this property here. Long and short, it is expired as December 10th. Our realtor has asked us to hold back 30 days as per the Canadian Realtor Association. And that we go back listening to this after 30 days for the same price as what we were asking prior. And relist with the same person. So the motion is that town council advise administration to relist the property identified as 5505 48th Avenue after 30 days on January 10th, 2026 to re-engage the market.
So it was listed at 55,000 before, and it didn't sell. Gonna release it at 55,000 again with the same realtor and expect a different outcome.
Mr. Mayor, through the Councilor Kusto, that would be up to council if they feel they want to change that number or
Is it the same one?
No.
No, I'm not,
No.
no,
This is the same.
not,
It's a different one.
not this property.
Oh,
When was it last appraised? This one?
I'm sorry, I don't have that information, Councilor Deputy Mayor.
Cause if it was appraised like, and then, I don't know, is it still 55? Should we drop it? Maybe we should drop it. Is there signage posted up front? Too? Cause we brought that up before that we want any lots that are for sale to be posted. So residents could see too, right? Cause Buddy could be next door and be like, man, I can use an extra lot, right?
Deputy Mayor, I believe that the Realtor would give us an idea what the numbers are. I mean, I don't think this was an arbitrary number that was picked out of the air, so I would hope that, and I'll talk to her,
Can we-
sorry.
Can we possibly table this until the next meeting and can we get that information brought back to
We
council? Like,
absolutely can.
yeah, so just like if there's
we-
gonna be signage posted, if 55 is still what it was appraised for. And any other information we need?
Well, about the signage there, cause last council said that they didn't want signage on there because of
No.
vandalism.
No, we wanted that.
Yeah, we want signage.
No, last council said I think it was. One of the guys said that they wanted to put signage on there, so residents and everyone around the community, I think it was George who said, so.
But there was no signage
There was no
because the
signage.
real estate person said that they would attract vandalism.
Yeah. I
So we
remember that.
want signage.
I think it's a
Yeah,
good
At the
idea,
very end.
Yes, advertise, yeah, oh,
Okay.
100%.
So let's table it, as we said.
and then just bring that information back.
Yeah, and our next meeting, January 7th, we don't have to resign till we can't resign till January 10th, so it gives us an opportunity to bring some
Yeah.
information back.
Perfect.
So,
Sorry, I misunderstood what you were saying.
okay, no worries. Just table, yeah, motion of table this as information.
I motion that we table this for the January 7th meeting and the requested information will be brought back to council that day.
And the information will be appraisal.
Appraisal, signage.
Thank you.
All in favor? Unanimous carried.
I'm more sure that we'll go for a smoke.
Yeah, I motion that we stop for how long?
For
10 minutes.
5 minutes.
5 minutes.
5 minutes.
We got a big agenda, guys, so.
Yeah.
Smoke break
5 minute
done.
comfort break.
All in favor? 5 minute break. How are you doing, Dennis?
Yes.
Good.
Yeah, that's what they said for vandalism.
I got a sign. Got a sign beside me that was there for 2 years, man. Same realtor, never got.
I motion that we go back into session.
All in favor? Carried. And also for the people who are watching, I hope it's working for you. We had some good success last time, so I think it's carrying on, so. I don't think anybody's got anything saying it doesn't work, so. Good job.
Thank you.
Dennis, where are we at?
Mr. Mayor, we're on 7.3.1 and I'm going to give a little briefing on this. And then I'm actually going to ask Mr. Mayor to lib a little bit on this one.
Okay.
Find this just because he's got some background on this. Where did that go? My apologies. So the Man Van Initiative was discussed at the November 27th CEO-CAO meeting, where the concept received strong support from mayors and CAOs. The primary goal is to provide accessible prostate cancer testing for the region's male workforce. The estimated cost to engage the Man Van is $4,937.51. An initial proposal suggested dividing the cost among the 6 expressing communities. While not formally adopted, some members expressed a willingness to help with the cost. Reeve Wick also mentioned engaging with Lamont Ag Society for potential contributions. To move forward with this initiative, participating villages and towns are asked to confirm their interest and provide a financial pledge. If total contributions exceed the required funds, all contributions will be reduced proportionally. If split equally among 6 parties, the cost to the town of Bruderheim would be approximately $823. The actual amount will depend on the number of participating communities and organizations. Any amount would be budgeted for the 2026 fiscal year. Council options is that town council confirm their interest in participating in the regional initiative to engage the Man Van for prostate cancer screening, and that town council hereby pledges a financial contribution of set amount of dollars toward the project cost of $4,137.51 for the 2026 fiscal year. Option 2 would be the will of council. I do have an update. I did receive an email from CAO Peter Tarnowski. Right now, it appears that Chipman is out, but Lamont and Andrew, I'm just going back to my email here. I just received it late tonight. Lamont and Mundare are participating. Chipman has declined. So it's us, and we're just waiting for Andrew, I believe, Mr. Mayor. And Mr. Mayor, I would ask if perhaps you want to add anything since you were at this meeting.
Councilor, are you familiar with Man Van? Man Van is a mobile unit for testing for prostate cancer. And from what I'm hearing, that it's quite successful in when you bring it into communities or events. It shows up at events, and it's very well received. The cost of, let's say, if it's obviously going to be more if Chipman's out, you know, but if the town spends $1,000 on it, let's back that up. It would probably be centralized in Lamont, and then people would have to go to Lamont to participate in this. Now, you know, the difficulty of not having a doctor nowadays and stuff, this would give anybody, you can just walk right up and they'll do it for you. But it's just to get the band to the venue. So, you know, I said, well, geez, I wonder if, you know, Shell does it. And my wife happens to work for Shell, and she said, yes, they've had the Man Band there. And it is, it's a life-saving tool. So if it did cost the town of Bruderheim $1,000 to save somebody's life, you know, we would all do that. So I like the idea of it. Maybe we can get some help and some paying for it, you know, through maybe a plant Shell. You know, if everybody threw in $200 and they paid our fee, well, I mean, if we approach them, because I mean, Chipman, I don't know their ties to bigger business. We're on the doorstep of some of them. Maybe they would, you know, maybe we could formalize a letter, you know, like we're requesting some, but it's just an idea. But the whole idea of the Man Van, it works. It's no different than the women's getting breast cancer screening and all that. It's a life-saving tool.
Question.
Yes.
So if we signed up for this, they would be strictly out of Lamont?
I think that's how it works, where they would be in one of the
So-
locations, and we'd like to go probably central. That's why that
So,
was chosen.
but question, like, if we didn't sign up for it, are residents still allowed if they're participating in an event, like they're at an event, can they
I
just go in?
think it doesn't, wherever it is, you can go. There's no cost. You just walk right up and they'll take you in. So, you know, you're right. I don't think you would have to. And I imagine because Chipman's size, they don't have, you know, maybe the funds and the people in comparison to Andrew, you know, Lamont's the biggest part of the group. So
it's the issue of, like, let's say we're out or another municipality's out, it cost would increase for other municipalities. They could potentially say no, and then we wouldn't have the band ban.
well, there's
Right.
$5,000 is what the you know,
Roughly.
ballpark to get it by yourself. So the more people that
Do it
participate.
together, so it's not.
Yeah.
Mr. Mayor, through the council, if I may, quite frankly, $1,000, if this is what costs us, we could find that in the budget somewhere in 2026. I'm sure we can. I think the question,
Well,
sorry.
now the Chipman came out, so it's gonna go up further.
the question is if we don't do it, is everybody still welcome at this Man Van? My understanding is yes. However, I think it shows a really great sense of community engagement if Bruderheim is shown as one of the sponsors, in my opinion, and it would be up to the will of council, but I think it would be a good initiative for the community.
I agree with you. If we don't pay for it, our man in the town would still have access to it. but we're not supporting a really good life-saving tool. I mean, to me, it's a no-brainer. I think, like you said, $1,000, we can find it somewhere in the budget, so I'm down for it.
Well, and then if it saves one life out of all those, whoever goes there, one life, that's worth $1,000 to me, so.
Just look at our population in Brigham. We have a lot of adult males in here that will benefit from that.
I'll support it, but if something comes up for women's health,
Well, of
I
course,
would-
we say- No.
I would hope that gets brought to council. If we ever get that opportunity for
think-
something with women.
Yeah,
I think with your concern, the council would be more than willing to support a woman's venture too, so.
I flip the table.
No, you wouldn't. What are we at this,
Pass a motion to donate the money, $1,000.
Counselor, or Counselor, CEO Dennis, did you have something?
I just would ask Natalie just to add on Councillor Jacobs' request that she has something she could add there.
Oh, Deputy Mayor Jacobs,
I know, hey,
we do have a free women's
Yeah.
clinic every month coming, so that's actually great,
Do they, when that's happening?
yeah. So the next one's January 14th,
Awesome.
yeah.
you say, I haven't heard of it, so I'm surprised that, and is it advertised?
Yeah.
Sometimes it's failed, it's advertised, okay, good. Sorry, I didn't catch up on that, but, good,
And
good to hear.
yeah, a registered nurse, and
Beautiful.
she's excellent, yeah.
That's amazing.
You sit there every time it's here, don't you? Then you kind of run it or something?
Not for the registered nurse, they come with their own admin and everything,
Oh.
but it's through Sherwood Park Primary Care Network, and she's committed to coming every month now,
Yeah.
so that's really
Okay,
great.
That's good.
so at this point, we need a motion, I imagine?
Yeah,
What's the
Well, we
price?
dollar-
what's the dollar amount that we want?
$1,000?
Well, like we said, I mean, if it's
Different,
divided, whatever, it's,
It's 823 what the split would
shipment
be,
out.
but with shipment out, if we put $1,000 there, we can amend it after if we have to.
Well,
Well-
say Chipman and Andrew don't do it. Let's go worst case scenario, because it's just Chipman and Andrew we're waiting for, right? Chipman backed out, but we don't know about Andrew. What would
What
it
year
be?
is it?
We'd be sitting at that $1,750 per, if it's just Mundare, Lamont County and us, about $1,750 each.
So
Roughly.
that's worst case scenario.
So
Yeah.
we could say that so if I may, Mr. Mayor, through the council, we just say for contribution of no more than $1,750.
Well, then we're capped. I mean,
So if it comes in lower, if Andrew jumps in, then we know that it's gonna be lower, but we put a cap on it.
any more discussion?
Yeah, okay.
Get a motion.
I motion that the town council confirm their interest in participating in the regional initiative to engage demand bank, prostate cancer screening. And the town council hereby pledge a financial contribution of no more than $1,750 towards the project cost of $49.3751 for the 2026 fiscal year.
All in favor? Carried, unanimous.
My next motion had to be shorter.
Yeah, well, Dennis.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, Town Council. The next item is 7.4. This is the interim budget. This is what we discussed at budget meeting. The interim budget authorized expenditures required to maintain current service levels, meet payroll obligations, and cover other legally required expenses and necessary contracts. Section 242, subsection 1 in the MGA mandates that each council must adopt an operating budget for each calendar year by January 1st of that calendar year. Section 242, subsection 2, a council may adopt an interim operating budget for part of a calendar year. Section 242, subsection 3, an interim operating budget for part of a calendar year ceases to have any effect when the operating budget for that calendar year is adopted. Following the December 6, 2025 budget meeting, administration will compile the outstanding questions, concerns, and report back to council with necessary information in the new year. The final operating budget will be presented to council in the spring when the municipality receives the final assessments and requisitions. The recommendations that town council approve their interim operating budget as presented on the December 6, 2025 for 2026. The option 2 would be the will of council. Thank you.
But there's,
Question done now,
but
sorry.
there's some amendments that were done too.
Mr. Mayor, through the council, so if we go back to our budget meeting, I expressed that this is a normal proceeding because we don't know where the operating budget is going to be until the requisitions come in from, not to say RCMP, school, seniors, it goes on and on. So we will be making many changes in the operating budget in the coming months, which we will bring the final one. And I would hope that we'll have budget meetings somewhere in March, closer to this. So we have a better idea where we sit.
Any questions, concerns?
Yeah, but we did but on the interim budget, we did make certain corrections.
Yes, that would be brought back to Deputy Mayor.
But
That
do
would
we
be-
have like a copy of it
No,
that
ma'am.
shows the amendments? Cause
No.
right, I would think like we would approve the amended interim budget that we discussed last meeting. Do you get what I mean?
I do, Deputy Mayor, I do understand what you're saying. The numbers,
Because I could make a motion saying I adopt the interim budget as per the amendments done on December 6th.
you could word it that way. Keeping in mind, we're only authorizing 50% of the 2025 budget, not the whole 2025 budget for 2026. But your wording would be correct as amended in our December 6th.
Yeah, because, and I know it's only interim, right?
Yes.
But there's lots of things that get changed in the budget.
100%.
And the last thing I want is months from now, that something that got changed gets missed. Do you know what I mean?
I do, and Mr. Mayor, through Deputy Mayor, Town Council, we did record those changes and those amendments that we want to see. We would bring those back in March, but certainly your wording is it will work in this decision.
You guys agree with that? Yeah. I motion that we accept the term budget as amended on December 6th, 2025.
All in favor? Unanimous, carried. Number 5.
Mr. Mayor, through the Town Council, I do want to update you on this capital budget. So I did have a conversation with Municipal Affairs about having an interim capital budget. It is allowed under certain circumstances, and because we're in we have an interim CAO, we're going through a budget process on short notice. This would be construed as an interim capital budget. So tonight, no decisions have to be made other than what was presented on the December 6th meeting. So rather than going through each and every one of these, we can just say that we are accepting this as an interim capital project with amendments to be made in the new year.
In the new year?
Yes,
Or in March, right? Or whenever.
somewhere in there, like, yeah,
But there's ones that on here that I know that I'm 100% against.
100%. And Mr. Mayor, through Deputy Mayor, absolutely. And that's where your opportunity would be in, let's say, February. We'll have a better idea where we stand financially. And I mean that in a good way, not in a bad way. So that would be your opportunity. We will bring back these ones here, each one for the council to discuss and vote on.
So you're passing an interim
Capital,
capital.
that's it, interim,
So it can be changed and amended and
I
canceled.
sure hope.
yes. It's interim. The same wording as operating, it's interim capital.
Okay,
Another municipality just passed that same motion on December 10th, so.
okay.
It's recorded now, so.
Are you good with that, Deputy Mayor?
Is there one of those you want to squash right
Yeah,
now,
I
or
do.
you want to discuss right now?
I
Can
voiced
we
my
do that?
concerns.
Sorry, Dennis, CAO Dennis, can we do that? Can we address the ones that got a burn some inside?
Well, if council's wants to go through each one of these and make a decision what we want to bring forward.
But I mean, it's
wanna
up to
talk
the
about
will of council.
specific-
Yeah, I have specific ones.
You have
If
specific
we
one,
do
let's do it now.
specific,
Yeah.
then we're gonna have to do them all. We
Yeah.
can't go,
You hear that, Dana?
Yeah.
We do one, we do them all.
We do them all.
yeah, because you've accepted to move this forward as approving and disapproving this capital project. A friendly amendment would be just to review this. Nothing's being passed, Deputy Mayor. You've made no motion on a specific
I
project.
know, but this is how stuff gets missed, right?
Yeah,
Because
we can't miss it, because the
Yeah, wouldn't the
MGA
miss be on
says,
us To miss it?
Huh?
Wouldn't the miss be on us to miss it?
Yeah, that's why I wanna bring it up now.
Oh, I
right?
understand
That's why I
that,
wanna
but
talk
you know,
about it.
well, if you wanna do them all, let's do them all. I got all mine done.
But we can pass an interim capital
you're not binded to anything.
operating budget.
It's the wording of the MGA. It's very point blank. Must approve capital budget prior to the year end and operating past interim operating budget.
But
But-
this is like, so, but you can still run off of an interim budget though,
We're
right?
operating
So
off,
let's say like this turnaround for the arena, because it's past the interim budget, you guys can go and put this turnaround, no?
nope, I gotta come back to council and provide those numbers, those estimated numbers, and you approve the project. So I haven't even moved forward to that yet, to get the actual cost estimates, bring them back and tender out. I haven't got any of that, so none of that.
So
would be
nothing's
for-
gonna be starting, like nothing on this interim, this
Nothing.
interim is gonna be starting.
I have to
in-
bring those back to council for approval,
Okay,
so nothing.
someone else can.
So the motion.
They need to-
Oh, I'm sorry,
CAO Dennis,
thank you. The town council approved the interim capital budget as presented on the December 6th, 2025 for 2026.
that's the motion.
Yeah.
We need one of us to,
Yeah, one of you have to make it.
Councilor Luis.
Sure, well, say that again.
The town council approved the interim capital budget as presented on the December 6th, 2025 for 2026.
Town council approved the interim capital budget
As presented,
as presented on December
6th
2025
for the 2026.
for the 2026 budget.
All in favor? Opposed? For the record. Passed. So we just moved past all these reports.
Yes, sir. You give me a second to get ahead.
Yeah, you.
Just bear with me a minute.
We're up to number 8 now, right?
I think we're heading that way.
Yeah. So everything else is different projects that we wanted to discuss among us. If we move forward that, now we're at number 8.
I think so.
Yeah.
We're just letting the CAO catch up.
All right.
Okay, I'm good whenever
You
you're.
ready? We're carry on.
Mr. Mayor, so these are council and committee reports. So this will be item number 8.1, council and committee reports. I hope the council had an opportunity to review Mayor Wasiak's, Councilor Diaz's and Councilor Young's. I'm not sure if Deputy Mayor or
I've done stuff, I just didn't submit anything, so my apologies on that, guys.
You want to speak on? You're good?
Well,
I mean, here, that's fine.
I can add in my next January 7th report, I can add what I've done.
Same with me. I've been in a bunch of meetings, but being the first ones after the elections, it's pretty much all introductory meetings and all these committees electing the new people and whatnot. So honestly, to report to town, there's not much to report.
Make a motion for the information.
You have anything?
Mine's in the report. I went to the same. I went to a lot of different meetings, the CAO meeting. Maybe we'll talk for a second on the CAO meeting. They tell you that the increase on the what, no, what was the one, 2% increase,
that was on the recreational grant funding.
right. And so we spoke about that. I informed Dennis about that. They do at some point ask about what we're doing in our community, everything from Canada Day to all our events, so that we can get it within those meetings, and there will be another CAO meeting, which I'm sure we should have a CAO by then, and we'll attend it and we'll let them know what we're gonna do and not do, I guess, and it's just information, and that's one of the things that I've done, and then there's other meetings I've been to since, but any questions? CAO?
We need a motion to accept the
Yeah.
council reports.
I just want to say, from the Brewerheim School Council, they just wanted me to bring up the fact that they're starting up a pre-kindergarten program for next year, and registration is now open. So if anybody's interested, please go to the Elk Island Public School website, and they'll direct you to how you can sign up. I think the success of this program will be really good for our town, attracting families and retaining young families to stay here. Yeah, so if there's any way that we can help advertise or move that forward, that'd be great. I don't know if we can put it on the back of the water bill again or anything like that.
Do we have an actual confirmation that that's happening? Is it on Elk Island right now?
It is happening. Well, the registrations is open right now.
Okay.
So waiting to see what the numbers are. So the more people that know about it, the more likely it'll be to succeed.
I can't see why we wouldn't be able to put that on
Okay,
a,
so I'll talk to them and see what they had in mind, what time frame. But yeah, okay.
I know Elk Island has something about advertising for them, and I apologize, I can't remember what it is, but
Okay.
there's
A caveat.
thank you, because sorry, Jen and I went through this with doing a thing for the school for the kids. And so I'll talk to the communications director and just make sure I get their approval to be able to post that. So,
Okay. Perfect.
So you touched on something with the letter. That's all up and running again, back in with the water bills and.
and Mr. Mayor, through the council, and not just a letter, we got it on email now for anybody that's doing electronic. So it's attached to the electronic water bill, utility bill.
Okay, because there's people that are always asking, you know, like if they don't get it, we sure know that in a hurry, but I think we got it sorted out again. Awesome.
Indeed.
We make a motion.
One point, so I went to the Go East Tourism Association Board meeting. Very interesting. There was a lot of people there. The one thing that they brought up to me, I just spoke to you guys that something got missed in translation there about renewing our membership with them. You guys already took care of that, so that's good. The one thing I want to mention is that a couple of people from the board approached me and told me about how good Bruderheim did last year compared to years before, especially since we changed the place that we give those stickers from the Shell gas station to the Family Mart. The principle behind changing it is so people will come into the gas stations and leave in town, not coming into town. Now they have to come to Family Mart, so they coming here. And in days that we have activities and things happening in town, we get more people in here. So they were really happy with us, and we're looking forward to work with us again. So that's why I was pushing.
Any more discussion on this? I guess we make a motion to accept it as information.
I motion that we accept this reports as information.
All in favor? Unanimous, carried. What do we got next there?
8.2, Mr. Mayor, through the council, these are administrative reports. This is the interim CEO report and the COO report. And I would just ask if anybody has any questions regarding those two reports.
Can we possibly look at, I know I'm looking on yours, it says like the policies, we are looking for violence and harassment policy. Is there any way that we could possibly, because currently there's HR that's in the office but is an employee. This is just a thought for council, if we could possibly contract an actual HR guy for the town of Bruderheim.
Outsource HR?
Yeah. So that's neutral.
That a lot of people do that, so I like that. HR needs to be impartial, needs to be unbiased. I think that having an HR person being another of the 5 employees sitting in there is a bad idea, but outsourcing HR is as good as outsourcing payroll.
So, Mr. Mayor, through the town council, so a couple of things that just my flags went up on that was we would have to develop a policy exactly what this HR person would be responsible for. Are we looking? There's a variety of HR responsibilities and duties, so we'd have to first identify what does council want to deal with
Who's
this.
currently in it? Cause we have someone who's at HR right now, so what's
So
in there?
HR is payroll, it's benefits, it's,
Isn't our payroll done by Rice?
but we
Yeah.
still approve, we still approve it. So right currently, myself and our finance director is the two people that approve payroll.
So would we be in the wrong to ask other communities?
That's what I was gonna say, yeah. Why is everybody else doing? I don't think Chipman will have a payroll, an HR person being the size of the community,
We could
right?
keep payroll, like them submitting payroll in-house to the outside and for HR for like personal matters, or if there's disruptions within the workplace, that's the person they can go to.
Yeah, so you're just looking for a neutral party that people can feel confident, comfortable talking confidentially about confidential issues.
Sounds like we have some work to do.
Cause I think originally when this got brought up in the report here with cause it's violence and harassment policy, that's what it was under. And we said that anything that went on with that harassment, it would go to the HR person in that office.
Yes.
And then we flagged it saying like, we should have an external HR, not someone in-house for that kind of stuff.
So, Mr. Mayor, through the town council, I think the first, I can't recall, my apologies, who said it. Let's find out what other communities are doing. And if they are doing it, there's an opportunity to adopt some of their policies and perhaps some of their procedures. And then we could bring it back to council. And I would ask for council to give us a little latitude on this. Give us some time. This is not something that I don't think we can find before the next meeting for sure. So
I can send an email right away and get some responses.
Do we want to set up a little bit of a group or committee to, get this going forward anyway? I don't think that would work, but
I think,
it's very valid though.
I don't know if that's in our bylaws and procedures with groups and committees and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think we have
First,
to
let
update
me bring the
bylaws.
information back and then we can research it a little bit more of what the.
Well, let's make sure it's on the agenda for not the next meeting, but maybe the one after that. Can we revisit it?
Whatever that one is.
So no fighting.
First.
Yeah, behave yourself through the Christmas. You sent to your room.
So again, going back to the CAO and CEO reports, are there any questions or concerns regarding those two reports from council?
So we accept it as information.
I motion that we accept the intern CAO and COO report as information.
Any discussion? Get that? All in favor? Carried, unanimous. 8.3,
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. So this one here is just recognition of outstanding community service. This was Lawrence Hominick. So just a little background, Lawrence has consistently demonstrated dedication to aesthetic appeal of Bruderheim throughout the years. His self-initiated efforts to maintain the town's floral displays have ensured the flowers remain vibrant and visually appealing for every summer season, enhancing the town's overall presentation. His worship, Mayor Wozniak and Sherry Cote personally approached Mr. Hominick, acknowledging and commending his civil service. He was presented with an official Town of Bruderheim jacket as an expression of the town's appreciation, and Mayor Wozniak offered to plant a tree in his name. Mr. Hominick accepted the jacket, confirming his gratitude for his personalized gesture while reiterating his preference for no additional recognition. This is just as information for council.
Lawrence is a good man.
yeah, with that being said, there, he was very receptive to the jacket and the acknowledgement, and like, he didn't want his name on the bench because he's still kicking, so I don't blame him for that. So I think we can convince him someday to get that tree in the ground too, but that's an easy ask, but it was good. It was good to see him. He's pretty happy with us, so.
I actually had an opportunity to see him wearing that jacket before it got really cold.
Very good. So we need a motion to accept this as information.
Can we accept all the briefing notes as
We
much?
can, yes. It's typically what we do.
There we go.
What we do.
I'd like to talk about the Remembrance Day before we accept everything.
Yeah, I think. Are you going through them all?
We can go, yeah, you want me to go through them
Oh,
all?
I thought you were gonna just accept them as information.
no.
Oh, okay.
So the communities in bloom, has everybody had an opportunity to read that one, 8.2. And we'll do these are all briefing notes, so we can do it all in one motion. The Christmas event was 8321. Has everybody had an opportunity to read that one?
Yeah, I was one of the few adults at the hall this day and singing while singing the hall.
Futureland Days, has all council had an opportunity to read that staffing report?
Are you, okay, sorry.
No, go ahead, Deputy
No, it's
Mayor. Remembrance Day staffing report 83.4. All of you read, seen that?
I think we have a comment
Yeah.
on that one.
Oh,
Councillor,
yeah, a few.
Remembrance Day.
We need to do better next year with Remembrance Day. This year, veterans in town didn't receive a personalized invitation like they were supposed to.
I'm sorry, Councilor Coast, I didn't catch that first part. What was that?
About Remembrance Day we're talking about now, right?
Yeah.
I said next year we need to do better.
Yeah.
This year was really bad. There's veterans in town that were supposed to receive a personalized information that included preferred seating on the ceremony that we did there. They didn't receive that invitation. There was veterans in town that were expecting that invitation so they can take to the, well, actually no veterans, active military in the town that were expecting that invitation to take to the command post so that to tell them that they were gonna attend Bruderheim instead of what they were assigned to do. They couldn't because they didn't receive that. So we need to do better for veterans in town, for active military in town. I think this year that fell short.
I think under the circumstances, because I think a lot of people had to pull together to make it happen, I think they did do the best that they could. Under the circumstances.
Opinion, to me, it fell short.
Do we know why those invitations didn't get sent out or?
Mr. Mayor, through the Councilor Diaz, I don't have that information, and I guess my question would be, and I guess that's just my not knowing, do we have a list of veterans?
I do.
No, but does the town office have a list?
They should have. Because where do you think I got it from?
Yeah, and that's fair. But I don't have that answer, Councilor Diaz, for you.
well, and you know, we're gonna do things different and hopefully better. And, you know, in the future, you know, hopefully you know that. I mean, Councillor Arley had said that, you know, we had some pretty successful things just with a little bit of help from our friends and councils and I think things will be better. I can rest assured, and I think you know that it will be done, you know, our.
No, I'm just pointing out that between last year and this year, there was a down that if we cannot continue to go down, we need to do better. That's it.
I think it's acknowledged and agreed, yeah.
We're going to, but if we don't point out what we fell on this year, we're gonna repeat it next year.
That's possible.
And we also talked about, just a different subject, moving the cenotaph to possibly a memorial garden. Is that something that we have to bring up in the budget or we have to make an agenda item or
Is it
something?
even legal? I mean, you know, those centaurs are.
I would
I mean, it'd be consecrated, but.
No, I mean, you know, that's a pretty important piece of, you know, structure.
If we're gonna have ceremonies.
I
this year
don't
was-
disagree with it shouldn't be moved, but I think we'd have to go make sure we do it through the right authority.
Yeah, absolutely.
And,
So,
go ahead.
Mr. Mayor, through the Councilor Diaz and our administration assistant Sherry Cote and I had this exact conversation prior to Remembrance Day. I don't believe there is anything binding us to where the cenotaph is.
Yeah,
We are actually, one of the ideas we looked at was next to the fire hall to the other recognition pillar that's there, and
that's where I thought it was.
so there are some options that we would bring back to council, but I don't believe there's any legal binding to keep it
Well,
there,
we'll
so.
find out, and if it's a better location, yeah, let's.
Less mud. Less mud.
Well, yeah, let's find
I heard they get to grade that parking lot now, so. They got permission, the owners that are in the.
Yeah.
Anyway. Okay,
So I'll need a motion to accept all the reports as just that information.
I'll make a motion that town council approve these reports.
any more discussion on it? All in favor? Unanimous, carried.
Mr. Mayor, the next item is correspondence. This one here is the Ag Society. The Ag Society always provides a financial report on what they've put their dollars to or what Bruderheim's contributed. And this one here has to do with a hand washing station. So just giving you a little update of the grant amount, the amount spent and remaining, and perhaps Ms. Cote could elaborate a little more if she likes.
The Ag Society, approached the town of Riverheim about the possibility of getting a heated hand washing station. We have to run across one that has the ability to actually heat water when you're actually at a community event. And so instead of having to jump hoops and try and bring hot water out to sites and whatnot to meet AHS regulations, like anytime we have a barbecue outside, we have to have a hand washing station. So we approached the town about the possibility of purchasing one. And so in partnership, we now have a hand washing station that can be used for special events in town.
Is that the one in the Walker School?
It
there?
is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's nice, yeah.
And we used it a couple times. It's amazing.
Yeah.
It really is amazing.
Yeah, I took it for a test run.
Sounds like a good addition to
Yes.
our thing. Any other concerns and questions about that?
So we just
Thank
need a
you,
motion from
thank you.
council to accept that as information.
I motion that we accept the correspondence as information.
All there? Unanimous?
And I motion that we stop for a 5-minute comfort break before we go into closed session.
Are we at that point for
Yeah.
the closed session coming up?
Yeah.
Will we be passing any motions for the media?
That's a motion.
When
No,
we come back after closed session,
there'll be no motions to come out of this.
because our media doesn't need to sit in the cold. Let's, all in favor?
There might be.
They might be, Dennis, there might be a motion after. Yeah, don't go anywhere, please.
There's discussion on some of the items that might
Yeah.
come out with them.
I tried, John, I tried.
Oh,
Let's have a motion to take a 5-minute break.
Make a motion that we take a 5-minute break?
All in favor? Enjoy your break.
You see, he's trying to get rid of it.
There's a little bit of stuff.
Not doing it because it's nice, he's just trying to get rid of it.
I would like to come back into open session.
Motion that we come back into open session.
All in favor? Need a motion to go and close.
I motion that we go into closed session.
All in favor? I'm here to make it,
I motion that we go back into open session.
all in favor? Unanimous, carried?
I would like to make a motion to accept the amended.
Make a motion to
Infinity,
accept the rental agreement as amended by council.
what Dennis said.
All in favor? Carried unanimous?
I make a motion that council is requesting from administration to set up, to get a job description for the position of CAO ready for us to discuss on the meeting on January 7th.
All in favor? Carried?
Dennis, before we close the meeting, can you just read those motions out again?
I actually have Natalie read them out.
Just because I don't know if they're, whoever's.
Yours was right on the money. The only thing I want to change on Councillor Akustis is not, it would be create, not, I can't remember your wording on that.
Create
Create a job description for the CEO. If you're allowed,
Yeah.
you're okay with that?
Yeah, that works.
amendment?
And mine,
And yours was
Yours was, accept the rental agreement as amended.
by
accept the
council,
rental
Aye.
agreement as amended.
by council.
By council. Perfect. Sweet. Is that-
And from administration, that's all administration has, Mr. Mayor and Town Council.
I think we're good.
I motion that we adjourn the meeting at 9:55.
All in favor? Jana? Yeah. Carried.